This is Andre Damon with the World Socialist website. We're in Ferguson, Missouri, where the governor has called in the National Guard. This suburban shopping center has been converted into a militarized staging area with the sound of dogs barking, helicopters flying overhead. The tactical teams are preparing stun grenades and are beginning to deploy assault weapons. Earlier today, expert medical investigators hired by the family of Michael Brown released an autopsy report concluding that Brown was killed by gunshots to the top of his head.
Dr. Bodden, I do feel, because of the two gunshot wounds to the head, indicating that Mr. Brown is bending over as they were coming down, that those two shots were most likely the last two to occur to him.
The second autopsy was completed by a private organization, and the conclusion was he had 2 bullets in the head, and I believe 4 in the front of his body. So whenever I think of a bullet in the top of your head, I think execution style, you know? Weapons that looked like were used in other countries for war are now being used on our streets. When I was here, there was no violence from the people, yet there was still gas being thrown out on us at the media, women and children. There were still rubber bullets fired at the crowd.
We are in Ferguson right now, downtown Ferguson, where the media is being told to disperse by police.
Police here are telling us that we need to disperse and we need to leave.
So we've just been filming out here, and the police have come and cleared the whole area. There doesn't seem to be any problem with it, so I'm not sure why they're doing it, but I'm told that if we all leave as journalists, then it's not going to be looking very good out here.
And I'm ashamed of the politicians, both Democrat and Republican alike, that signed off on a series of laws that allowed this type of police brutality to emerge.
We are at one of the many police checkpoints at the main thoroughfare in Ferguson. The traffic to the area of the demonstrations has been completely blocked off. We just got back from the scene of the protest where we were told that a photographer from Getty Images was arrested. The police are dispersing any crowds that are standing still, insisting that crowds constantly keep moving, and anyone who attempts to assemble is subject to arrest.
Protests going on just right down the street, right here by the McDonald's. It was a lot of people expressing themselves to the cameras. And once the police seen a lot of us grouped up, they told us we had to move, we had to continue walking. We couldn't stand at one spot, which is also against our freedom. If we have freedom, we should be able to stand where we want to stand on this government property.
We've been peaceful. We've been peacefully protesting with no violence at all today.
We did nothing but out here trying to peacefully protest. They want war. Let me tell you what they did to me when I was 17. They did this to me when I was 17. Shot me in my back, blew my hip off.
When they were shooting tear gas over here, it sounded like and it looked like Afghanistan right here on this street. Why in the world would you shoot tear gas and rubber bullets at citizens that didn't do anything? They committed no crime.
The National Guard makes me feel some type of way because my son is in the military. You can't ask sons to come down here and congregate against their own mothers and fathers and grandmothers and aunts and uncles.
And Iraq ain't too far away, because what's going on in Iraq is what's going on in America and in every big city. If you look around right now, this is how I look in a third world country. It look like we are at war with the same people who pose to protect us. And they not coming out here peacefully. When we was out here peacefully, they were not. They were standing there while we was walking saying, hands up, don't shoot. You seen officers laughing. They're smirking. You seen officers standing out here with big guns.
How we have this much police out here, this is how we're spending the tax dollars for a peaceful protest? It's daylight, people are walking and protesting, this is what's happening? Come on now, we gotta do better. We have got to do better. They could do a lot with those tax dollars than what they doing. Education, jobs, training.
They invaded Ferguson just like they invaded Iraq. When they seen that the people of the city or the town was not living up to the laws that they wanted, they bombed them. They used violent measures.